these are the onions I planted a while back, and I just actually picked the last of the radishes out of the center here yesterday. The seaside spinach here is one that you guys watched me plant. We can put the date up for when that was actually planted, and as you can see, it's coming up nicely, and it'll probably have true leaves next week. So it'll be ready in about 35-40 days. These are Jade Cross Brussels sprouts, and there's still a couple, maybe one or two radishes in here. I'm picking like one a day out of there. There might be another one over here. Yeah, there's another one over here. This is one of those things that was interplanted. There's also some interplanting in here, but these got shaded out a bit, so not as good. This is Atlantis, which is a mini broccoli, and I harvested this very heavily the other day. There's now some new little sprouts here and there, but this is pretty much done. We might get one more harvest off on this, and that'll probably be finished. The radishes that were underneath here, the big ones are all been picked. The little ones are a little too shaded now, so we'll see. When I pull these guys out, I may be able to save the radishes, but we'll see. This is from the original planting. These are the newer ones, but these grew sort of suddenly, so it sort of shaded them out a bit. So they may not make, but I figured it was worth the effort just in case. You never can tell. Sometimes you'll get some good luck out of something. These are the last of the cabbage that we have in the greenhouse. These have split. This is frost damage, and we're probably going to harvest the rest of these today. There won't be much out of any of them. There's probably enough to make a batch of egg rolls or something like that. That's about it, because we'll just make a small batch or something. These are rutabagas, and they are starting to bulb up, but we have our doubts as to whether these are going to be any good because they were so badly damaged by the frost. We've never grown rutabagas before, and I've done a lot of reading, but that doesn't really tell you what's going on as well as I'd like it to. So I hear there are other people who've had the same problem with it being too much like a stalk rather than a good bulb. And nobody on that particular group had any solutions for that problem, so that wasn't very helpful.
Normally, rutabagas and Brussels sprouts are grown in cooler climates with higher air humidity than what we have in our greenhouse. Unfortunately, we had some really cold temperatures in the greenhouse, which has really put a lot of things back.
Yeah, well, it's not the air humidity problem here. It's because it's plenty humid in here because of the propane heater. It's the switching back and forth with heat and cold, and when I say cold, I mean like down to the teens. And there was just a period of time this winter when it was just too cold. I probably will not plant during that period of time next year. I don't think it's worth it. This is our broccoli, a regular sized broccoli. I just harvested out 2 days ago on this. There are a few little side shoots coming off, but this was the second harvest on these, so they are pretty much done. I may choose to take out a couple of individual plants that I don't see producing any new side shoots, and that'll give more room because there's a few radishes under here that might make. We'll see. This again is Jade Cross, which is Brussels sprouts. I've got a few Brussels sprouts in the kitchen we're going to try just to see if they're worth it or not. And we do have a few radishes in here. This was a big experiment to see if we could make it work. And the basic fact was it got too cold in here this winter, and there was nothing we could do about that. So, it is what it is, and we'll see what we get, if anything. This is our regular container of spinach, and I don't know how many meals we've gotten out of this. I want to say at least 8 or 10 salads out of this. really nummy stuff. We had one on Wednesday this week rather, so that we didn't do one on Friday. But we've been doing one once or twice a week at this point. So yeah, very tasty. This is kohlrabi. We had a really nice kohlrabi salad on Friday. Most of these are too small to harvest right now. Okay, we have 3 different kinds of kohlrabi in this bin here. There's this guy, which is Terek. Then there's a purple one in the middle here, and then there's another one on this end called Quick Star. And as you can see, there's a Quick Star that's just about ready to harvest here now. A big one. But there's some babies in here too, like that one. And when I cut these big ones out, all of a sudden the babies will have more room. Now, again, the cold, the purple ones haven't done anything for us. They just have gotten weird. So we may just wind up cutting those out. I think we have one over here that's going to be good enough. But they couldn't tolerate the cold. So, but the Terek has done really well. We've had, I think, 3 or 4 kohlrabi salads out of that. And we're starting to experiment with roasting them to see if we like that flavor. We did one roasted like a baked potato the other day. It was okay. This is our peas, and there's been some dieback recently. I'm just not going to worry about it. We were getting a few flowers, but I'm not seeing any set yet. So, I don't know. We'll watch it. We'll see what happens. Worst case, it was a nice green thing in here, and it didn't work, so we won't do it again. It should have worked. It should have worked this winter, but again, we had such incredibly cold weather, as did a lot of places in the United States, that it just hasn't worked. This was cabbage, tiara cabbage, and all the small ones have already been harvested out. We're going to leave this guy here and see if he's going to actually start to do anything. If not, he'll go away too. These are the pak choi. These guys here, these 4 are the pak choi that I transplanted the other day. They've already doubled in size, more than doubled in size, tripled in size. This is a leftover tiara cabbage that was way behind its brethren. Its brethren have been eaten. These are carrots. These are mokum carrots. These are purple haze carrots on this side and Hercules carrots on this side. These are kohlrabis. These are Conan, which is some new variety that we have not tried yet. So we've got a total of 4 varieties of kohlrabi this year that we're experimenting with. And these 2 guys have Adirondack blue potatoes in them. So, one gigantic experiment. This is the seedling area. These guys are more than ready to be transplanted, so they're all going to be transplanted today, this particular tray. These guys will be ready to transplant probably in another week or 2 max. These are Adirondack blues, and I think we've got one coming up over here because it looks like it's cracking the surface. And these are some seedlings, Sweet Williams, Duster onions, candy onions, and Megaton leeks. And they need to have a buddy next to them because I really need to start a whole bunch more seeds. So this is the update on the existing greenhouse plants. And now it's time for us to move on. You saw me fill some buckets here. I've got transplanting to do. Henry's got some plans he's got to get to. We got all kinds of stuff happening. So be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because we're going to be doing lots more. A couple of things of which we've never done before because that's the name of the game lately. So until next time, bye.